Well, hey, how are you guys doing today?
We're
Dave.
back. What's going on, Mark?
I'm good.
Switchy.
Why do you always do that?
Because this way I'm looking at you / looking at the camera.
Okay.
If you're over there, I'm always doing
You
that.
could just move your monitor to the other side.
There's no other side to move it to.
Okay, fair enough. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing well.
Doing good.
That's right. Dave and I are back from our trip to West Windover. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. But we had a great time. Yeah, it was a fun time. We are exhausted. We may not act like it because we're pumped up on caffeine right now just to get through this thing. But go ahead and start asking your questions now. You know how it is, guys. We get really busy and we don't get to a lot of the questions. So if you have something that's been you've been thinking out for a while, put it in the chat box now. We'll start starring those and get to your questions soon. But first and foremost, we've got a couple of updates. Dave, you want to run through what's going on?
Yes, but first, Liz, a salad is not dinner. A salad is before dinner. There you go.
Oh, salad can be dinner.
Salad is before dinner. Okay, so what we got first is now that Brentley's event's out of the way, we have our event coming up. It is October 7th, 7 p.m. at Slots of Fun in Las Vegas during G2E. If you have not signed up yet, sign up. We have 66 people. We're capping it at 100. We still have a month to go of signups. We are closing signups the end of August just because we have stuff to order. Once you sign up, you will get a second email beforehand. Before September, you'll get a second email and it will ask you some critical information. This is very important. You'll also get a link to where you can sign up to the expo for free. So that's pretty cool. Don't worry, it's not costing us any money. It costs the manufacturers money because they want you there to see all the cool stuff.
That's right.
But make sure you get that done. Do not wait on that. Anyone who is registered ahead of time and comes to the event will get a really cool goodie bag. And I promise it will be cool because I'm working on it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And
but we did have a great time in Windover, though. We really did.
Yeah, and before we get into that, just a reminder, we have our website here at gamblesmart.net where we have a lot of cool stuff. All of our swag in the store is there, our lock boxes, even slot machines for your home if you're interested in that kind of stuff. All there, and we also have all of our slot tips. So all of our most popular slot tips that we have posted on our YouTube channel are there for you to go through, and it's a good refresher if you're going to a casino soon to go through some of those and kind of get it all on the top of your mind, right? So we have that kind of all laid out on our website, a little bit easier to look at. And that's also where we have all the other good stuff. What we got? Something
else I forgot to mention is let's say we're starting at 7:00, we will probably roll into going to MGM Grand to play Cherry's Jubilee. And Richard brought up a good point, plus the implosion at 2 a.m.
That's right.
So
on August 8th. Yeah, October 8th. Yeah, October 8th.
So yeah, we're going to be up for that. I'm going to have to keep Mark up. It might take a lot more than caffeine, but
yeah. Oh no. I'm keeping my
nose dry. Just a little bump.
No. Too funny. No, I will stay awake for that for sure. That would be a lot of fun. We'll try to. Yeah. Well, we will live stream it.
It will be live streamed.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun. Hopefully, get a good vantage point. All right. So let's see. What else? Is that it? Yeah, let's talk about West Windover. So we got there late Thursday night.
Very late.
We crashed pretty hard. And Wednesday or Friday was a fun trip up to Jackpot, Nevada. And
fun.
Yeah,
it was a fun trip.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a very lucrative trip. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, we first woke up and it's really funny because I told Dave the night before, he's like, well, how long does it take to get up there? I'm like, a little over an hour and a half. No big deal. So we sat down for breakfast and we were about ready to leave. And I pull it up on the, Google Maps and it says 3 hours and 45 minutes. I'm like, what the heck happened here? I know it's not that far away. And of course it had us going all the way around because there was a road closure. The main 93, US 93 or Nevada 93 was closed due to a tractor trailer that overturned. And so we're like, it hasn't been updated since 6 a.m. Do we want to chance it that it's already cleared off, but it was going to be a 45-minute drive anyway. So we ended up finally making it out there. But yeah, unfortunately, Club 93 was not as nice to us as they were when Brantley and I were there last year. and so we had to cut it very short.
Okay, I will say this: the staff at the cashier cage really could not have been nicer. They were
Super
so
nice.
bubbly nice. It was crazy.
Like just hometown nice, just
happy to see you there, joking around with us. We're joking back. Go to the player's desk, the exact same thing. The player's desk and slot attendants, they're both the same thing. Super nice. They were just great. Like absolutely great. But just
and then
that one guy. Yeah, that one guy.
And what cracked us up is that there was only, I mean, we were respectful, and you guys should always be respectful too. Don't yell at them. They're just enforcing policy. And I think there was probably 3 or 4 other people in that casino. It was dead. I mean, dead.
Maybe.
And we were back in the corner, not bothering anybody. And he just came up, and I was like, well, I was here last year, and we got permission on the floor to film, and we asked him if that's going to be the case the next time we return. He said, as long as you're filming the machines only, then that's fine. He had no problem with it. In fact, I think he was the general manager, if I remember correctly. So this guy came up, and we told him, it's like, well, we were here last year and we were filming, and he's like, well, it's always been our policy, so you can't film, and because you're always getting people that are walking by, and I'm like,
I've seen your videos.
We don't do that. No, we've seen your.
You don't even know what our channel name is. How
haven't. So, but anyway, we packed up our gear and we left. I mean, we were going to spend more money there, more time playing, but that's not what we do. We're trying to film this stuff for you guys. So we went across the street to Cactus Pete's, and then that video is going to come out next Tuesday, so you can see how we did over there. So, and then after that, we looked at each other like, well, I guess we're done here.
Yes, we're done. Let's go 2 hours back.
That's right, because apparently we did a couple videos at Cactus Pete's, but we were told at the player's desk they don't like filming there either. So we tried to just hurry up and get it done and get out. So, but we wish we could have showed you a little bit more, because it's a really cute town. It's very small. There's just basically just casinos there, and that's it.
4 casinos
and a gas station
and a dispensary.
And a dispensary and a gas station.
We
all the important things in life.
Mark wanted to get back. We were on a time crunch to get back. We didn't get to the dispensary because there was also construction on the only road through town.
That's right.
So I couldn't stop by the dispensary and check it out.
Yeah, we had we didn't have to, but we needed to get back anyway. So but then we had a outstanding live. We went live every night. We were there. It was a lot of fun. A lot of you joined. We were able to play a ton of machines, even machines we wouldn't normally play. We were just trying to do different things, right?
We're just playing different stuff.
Yeah, just stuff we've never played before. At least it's been a long time. And it was a lot of fun.
That does bring us to the controversial topic.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, gang. We put the poll out there of horizontal or vertical for filming. Now, I'm going to give you a quick little backstory on this. On the vertical filming, so when we went live on Friday, it was locked in vertical. YouTube does this. It's a flaw in their thing. If you don't set it when you record it, you can't change it. So it was stuck in vertical. The views went crazy. We had 11,000 views when we finished the live. Like, that's nuts. So did some digging. So it turns out that anything vertical picks up on the shorts feed. YouTube is really pushing shorts right now. That is crazy pushing. So we are going to experiment with vertical more. However, like this is in horizontal. Most of our stuff is going to be in horizontal, but a few things are going to start being in vertical. Definitely not a lot. But like the bingo machines, when we play those, we'll probably be doing more vertical because it will show the whole machine and make a lot more sense, especially reading the bingo cards. But we're not going full vertical. Don't worry. But it will be some more stuff. Yeah. And this is because we're trying to reach the maximum amount of people. And so that's just reaching more people. But don't worry, we'll still be horizontal. But you're going to see more vertical. All right. Not just in shorts. I do still have some shorts to publish too. I got those ready to go.
All right. Can I talk now? Come on. Let me talk.
Go ahead. I don't like. I'm Mark. I don't like horizontal. I don't like vertical.
Dave and I hardly ever argue, but we have, since this occurred over this weekend,
back and forth.
we have had this argument back and forth. We pulled each other's earphones off to talk about it on the plane on the way back, for crying out loud. This is what sucks about YouTube, is that
it does.
You can't. So overwhelmingly, people want to see horizontal. The polls showed that. The comments that we received, every time we do vertical, we get more thumbs down on the vertical videos than we get anything else that we do. So people are speaking loudly that they prefer horizontal. And I think I understand why, is because the only time vertical looks good is if you're staring at your phone. If you're on
TikTok,
a computer,
TikTok made vertical.
If you're on a computer or you're watching on TV, and my feeling is that if you're going to be watching a long live show that's going to be an hour or two, I would rather watch it on the TV than holding my phone up like this, and it's kind of hard to see and all that. So the experience is clearly better on horizontal for these things. But Dave is right. Like we're in a, I mean, it's like a,
it's a pickle.
I don't know how to describe this. Yeah, it's a pickle, because the next night we did a live, and it was Saturday night. It was even more crowded with people typically watching, and we did that horizontal, and we only had 3,600 views at the end of that one. So almost a third, in fact, over a third, or 2/3 less than we had on the vertical. And so it's like, I want to give people a good experience, but I also want people to watch so we can get them educated and bring them into the channel and all that kind of stuff. It's not about the money, guys. We don't care about that part, because it's pretty much the same. It's all about getting as many people into the channel as we can. So I want to throw this back at you guys. If you were in our position and you had to choose between getting more people in or giving them a better experience for the people that are there, what would you choose? I hope that we can at least express how it's difficult. Like that's why we're struggling with this. And we think that what YouTube should have done is allowed you to simulcast both at the same time, horizontal and vertical. It's certainly possible. You have two phones, anybody who's on vertical, show them that one, horizontal, but they just say, no, we want to be like TikTok. We're just going to push vertical. And if you want to get in on the vertical train, you got to film vertical. It's tough. It's really tough. Like Dave said, it's not going to be like the de facto standard for us. Like every live that we do is going to be vertical. That's certainly not the case.
No.
But in situations
these are always
where it makes
stay
sense,
horizontal.
Right.
These are never going to go vertical. They have to be horizontal. We don't fit in the frame.
Yeah.
Oh,
go ahead.
Something else when you're done. No, because we forgot something.
Okay. I mean, we were coming up with all kinds of ideas that, like, for the first 30 minutes do horizontal, then the last 30 minutes do vertical. 2 different live streams, one for vertical people, one for horizontal people, play the same machines. But it's like, this is where YouTube and Google is famous for this kind of stuff, right? They want to do something and they don't push you towards it. Like, they don't make you do it, but you lose out on a lot by not going with the Google line, what they're trying to do. And this is just an instance like this. And it's tough. It's tough. Like we want both, but we can't have both. So yeah,
we'll work
so
on
there
it.
We go. What did we forget?
It's something we're working on. Oh, so if you cannot make the meetup in Vegas, okay, if you live in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, or anywhere around, we're going to do a mini meetup in September at WinStar or Choctaw. We haven't fully decided yet, but it'll be one of those 2 places, most likely WinStar, just because of the size and we know where to hang out. It is not going to be anything wow. It's just going to be something to get together and say hello. Kind of everybody getting together who can't make the G2E trip. But I highly recommend, if you are able to make the G2E trip, definitely make that. It will be worth your while in the expo alone, for sure.
Yeah, that one we were putting a lot of effort into, but we thought, well, what are we going to do in September? Okay, we went to Windover in August. We're trying to do something every month. And I was like, you know what? We've never done an official meetup at WinStar. We've always told people kind of last minute, hey, we're going to be there on Saturday. Come say hi. But it'd be really cool if we make it an official time and date well in advance so you guys can plan to be there, get your hotel rooms or whatever you need to do. We've contacted WinStar, and as usual, they're not interested in working with us. They don't really work with social influencers. I think you guys know that. There's even Stacy, our good friend Stacy, she did one thing with them, and that was it. So it kind of tells you, like, how much they really think of social influencers. But all we were trying to do, we weren't trying to get sponsorship or anything. We just wanted to be able to accommodate us somehow, like either give us a space or, allow us to take over a certain part of the casino with the people and all that. And unfortunately, all they keep do is they keep pointing me to group sales to buy, a big conference room and all that. We're not trying to do that. We're just trying to have a meetup. But anyway, we're going to make it work regardless. I mean, what are they going to do? Kick out 50 gamblers? Probably not.
I'm pretty sure they're not.
I'm probably not.
Well,
So we'll probably do the non-smoking area where we always are, our back corner, which is ours. We'll probably do it back there, and safety in numbers. What are they going to do to us, right? So we'll have some fun.
The fun. We're trying to contact someone at Circus. Circus, lots of fun.
Yeah,
and having the hardest time. And here's our pitch. We're bringing about 100 people to your little itty bitty casino that maybe has 100 machines on a weekday during a Monday,
right?
And filling the place up with gamblers. How come we can't get anybody to email us back?
We're not asking for any money at all.
We're not even asking for money. We just want to make sure
that's in the first sentence.
We're
not asking for money. We don't want sponsorship.
Security knows we're going to be there with a lot of people, that we're going to be okay to record, and hand stuff out. Maybe they could throw us a table to put stuff on. That's it. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
All right. We do have a super chat though.
Okay.
From Trav FDY. Hey guys, what's the difference in the math and volatility of Double Diamond and Double Diamond Deluxe?
Same.
Thanks.
Exactly the same. 100% the same. There's no difference.
The only difference is the little up and down arrows.
Yeah, but it makes no difference on the outcomes. The par sheet is essentially the same. All it's doing is teasing you more, but the results are still the same. It's exactly the same. Double Diamond Deluxe, same odd table, everything.
Triple Diamond Deluxe different.
The reason they did that is because a lot of people felt that Double Diamond was pretty boring, right? And so they wanted to do some excitement by putting the nudgings in there, just to build some excitement. But it's exactly the same. The math is exactly the same. I've seen both par sheets. The outcomes are the same on each of them.
So there you go.
Good question. And thanks for the super chat.
Play both the same.
Yep. Let's see. You want to start taking questions? I guess we're into that.
Let's start taking questions. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we have a new member, Spirit of the Morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Spirit of the Morning.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
You must have done that before the show, but it kind of reminds us at the beginning of the show to do a shout out. So thank you so much for doing that. Really do appreciate it. A lot of good member stuff. We saw you in there. So, and by the way, we do a pre-show for members. Every single live, we do a pre-show an hour before where you just hang out with Dave and I, and we talk shop, sometimes bad shop.
Talk nonsense.
Talk nonsense, right? And we play some slot games back here. We have a lot of fun. So if you're interested in that, consider becoming a member. We would appreciate it. All right.
And Janine, new member as well.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you, Janine. Appreciate that.
Really appreciate you.
During the live today, mostly what we talked about was the huge thing of coins that I bought. And they're all like Vegas coins. I mean, these are all classic Vegas coins. It's really cool. The coolest one I found so far is the original Benny Binion's coin from Binions. So
that's crazy. Cool. Is there a year on that? I'm just curious.
I cannot see a year. Some of these need to be cleaned up pretty good.
Yeah.
No year.
No year. Womp womp.
Yeah. Unless it's that super tiny thing right there, which I cannot see. Nope, can't see it.
Oh, well. All right, let's get to some questions here. We'll do this one very quick. Carlisle says, is it true that there's a possibility the IRS is upping the jackpot from 1,200 to 5,800? Not likely.
And yes. Okay. So short explanation on that. The IRS does not make that decision. That is done by Congress. They do that in tax law when they do a new basically tax code. So the IRS for the last couple of years has said that they want to increase the taxable jackpot to $5,000. They haven't said 5,800 to my knowledge. It's been 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000.
And so that is their recommendation to Congress. Congress doesn't have to do anything with that, and they most likely won't. So it is up to Congress to decide that. It is most likely never going to get done because it's going to get forgotten about. You are talking about a decent amount of money that gets taxed on every jackpot. Also, the thing to realize, and I read this as a statistic, and I'm pretty sure I'm not getting 100% right, but it is, if there is a law that most people want passed, let's say 2/3 of America wants this law passed, there's a 6% chance of that becoming a law. If there's a law that no one wants passed, that has no interest to anybody, there's a 6% chance of that becoming law as well. So that gives you the idea of what's going to happen.
Right.
If
Right.
it really concerns you, contact your congressperson, contact your senator, make that known that you're interested in this. Write a letter. Don't just email. Write a letter. Like, actually write a letter. Type it out, print it out, sign it, write it, send it in. Then call. Then make an appointment to talk to them when they're in your district. All these things is how you get things done in government. Don't just let it sit and let it happen. You need to take action to do something.
That's right.
Oh,
Lucky Jewel Slots
10 members.
gifted
Lucky
10.
Jewel Slots.
All right.
Wow.
I know we
Thank
talked
you,
about
Lucky
them a
Jules.
lot over the lives over the weekend, but we were able to meet
did.
them, and they were such a sweet couple, and I am so happy for them that they're starting their channel. They have a lot of good stuff, a lot of good live play on there. So make sure if you haven't gone and subscribed to them, please do that for us. They're so close to 1,000. We want to get them over that hump so they can start going live.
So close.
Thank you
They
so
are
much
literally
for,
like 80 away, and we have
yes.
300 people watching this live. So
Yeah.
click that.
They don't need many, so go help them out,
Exactly.
guys. But thank you for gifting those 10 memberships. Really do appreciate it. So,
Thank
Tinny,
you. I
you get to
appreciate it.
become a member for 30 days. How awesome is that? And
And
that
if
is
you do
randomly
become a new
distributed.
member-
People always ask us, how do we get gifted
Yep.
memberships? It's randomly distributed amongst the people that are in here right now. So there you go. All right. Let's we got a lot of questions to get through. So let's
quick
start
one from One More Jackpot. Hi everyone, nice to be here. Dave, you asked me to remind you about the Max Bet cover box. I think I'm the only one just for needs one. One More Jackpot was also at the event. Super nice lady. She was on one of the newer style games that wasn't a class 2 game, but it does have a max button that I think went up to 45 credits.
Right.
And she actually hit that for $45, I believe it was. So she asked, can you make one for this machine? I actually can. I'll work on it. It's going to take me some time, but yeah, I can get that done. Mark's going to have to help me to tell me which one it is.
That's right. I have to see a picture of the machine. J Dog, $10 super chat. Thank you, J Dog. Saw your road trip video today. You guys cracked me up. Yeah, that was another. So not only I'm not trying to push membership. I don't want, this is free stuff, guys. But membership.
It does sound like we are, though.
I know, right? Well, I mean, he brings up a good point. So not only do you get like access to our chat where you get to chat with us and all the other members, but you also get all the content, like the insider content that we don't publish on our main channel. And one of them was over an hour and 40 minutes of us talking nonsense on the way up to jackpot. So if you want to check that video out, you can become a member. But thank you so much, J Dog. Really appreciate the $10.
Literally car ride talk. That's all it was.
And Gerald says, I would like to say a huge thank you for helping me and my wife from picking better machines and the lockbox. Great advice. That's awesome. We love hearing that. We've been hearing that so much lately. It's good stuff. Good stuff. That's what makes us keep going, guys. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's
see. Number of people that just talk to us at the Windover event and saying, thanks for this, thanks for that. It means so much to us. I mean,
it really does.
We were just so thrilled at that.
Yes. We love talking to you guys. We had a great time. And Grant gifted 5 Game of Smart memberships.
Grant.
So thank you, Grant. Awesome.
Yeah, make sure you hit
maybe everybody in here is going to be a member, right?
With your free membership, make sure you hit that community page for how to get onto Discord. Make sure you get on there and check it all out.
That's right. All right. Let's try to get through some of these here. So Blake says, Mark, I got a question. Was thinking about it when you played the top dollar coin slots in Nevada. What year did Top Dollar come out?
90.
I think it was 96.
96 I think sounds right. Because
I think it was 1996. We could have looked on the side of the machine to give a good idea because they'll have the serial number on there. But I think that's about the time that it came out. It was 1996. Good question, though. This is a really good point, Adams. Does anybody really like vertical videos other than YouTube? I think there is. I mean, there's Adam. It brings a different crowd,
TikTok is 100% vertical.
Yeah,
it's only vertical.
Yeah,
and it is the most watched platform. Period. Like there are more people who watch TikTok in this world than watch TV at all. I mean, it's insane, and that's why YouTube's doing it. They're competing with TikTok,
Yeah,
and
they
that's
want to
why
be
they're
TikTok.
pushing it. Yeah, they want to be TikTok. That's what it is. They're trying to take back from TikTok.
And there's Lynn with the $5 super chat. I'll watch you guys in either orientation. And Lynn, sorry
Thank
we
you,
didn't
Lynn.
get to play. I know you wanted us to play Mystery of the Lamp, and it was there.
Lynn,
We
I'm
went to
not
so
playing
many
it
casinos
anyway.
that day. We weren't sure it was there. We were walking
Mark
by
will
it the
play
whole
it
time.
next time we see it. Mark will
No,
play it.
Dave will
in,
play it the
WinStar.
next time we see it.
God, that game sucks.
But thank you for the super chat, Lynn. Really do appreciate it. All right, Dave, you want to take some? Let's rapid fire for some of these. We got 22 questions in the queue.
I had a couple up here. Oh, wait a minute. You haven't been clearing them out.
All right, you're too slow. I'll pick one. Okay. Brian is on the Progressive Chase. Was in AC 2 weeks ago. A lady put $10,000 into a Progressive, pay Ainsworth to win $8,000. She was there for 4 days. That's not a chase. I do not know what that is. That's bad addiction chase right there, to chase it for that long. That's why I don't play for those must hit by Progressives. I'll play for the minor, but I don't play for the major. And that's what she was playing for, was the major. And that's, yeesh. It goes up so slow, guys. It's like a penny and a half every $10 that's wagered. So do the math. Yeah. That's a lot of pennies that you have to get through to get there. So,
all right. From Simon S. Good evening. Is it bad to accept concert tickets as a comp but not play games? I'm trying to hold out before playing to have bigger budget, but wife would like to go to the concert, Clay Walker. So you have free tickets from the casino and you haven't played, or you don't want to play when you're there. So I'm going to answer both questions real quick. So if you haven't played and they're sending you free tickets, absolutely take that. I mean, I don't know how you got free tickets, but take it. If you're getting the free tickets and not playing, if you want to go to the concert, go to the concert. It will take a hit in comps, but you're getting the free tickets. So just go to the concert and enjoy it. Don't worry about playing.
Yeah, well said. And usually the comps are already, you've already earned that, right? So anything you play after that is going towards future comps. So, take what you've earned. If they've already given it to you, you're not being forced to play when you get there. Right. It's the comp is kind of figured out based on your last play. So they will never comp you on future possible play. It's all based on what you did, expected value that they'll get at you next time. All right. And Burchett says, I played my $230 in free play and came out ahead with $243.84. I like how precise you were.
Nice.
I passed out every time I had a win. That's the way to do it, man.
+%. Nice.
I mean, we usually aim for around 50% conversion because that's kind of typically what we get. But if you can get over 100% conversion on free play, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, I hope you had fun at the same time. So,
all right, from Hey Helen. Why pinball always give you the 10 ball in the bonus? Well, if you're like me, you get that a lot. If you're like Mark, you get it much less. It's just,
I don't know about that. I get it pretty often. I did have that 35 credit bonus on pinball.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. As long as you don't get the 5, you're doing fine. Right. Really, anything but the 5 is actually fine. The 10 is just, not desirable. Obviously, you like the 25 or 15 better, or even higher. But it's just one of those things that comes out. I have actually had bonuses where I didn't get the 10, and it was great. And then I had bonuses where all I got was 5 and 10s, and it wasn't so great. So
that's right.
One of those things.
Yep, that's right. It's the same reason why Top Dollar always lights up the 5 and the 10 credits almost in every bonus.
It hates me.
It
hates me.
It's the most often pick the RNG is going to pick. All right, let's see. And Brian says, I'm an avid Top Dollar fan and double Top Dollar fan since I found you guys in Cowboy Slots. I've been playing those games and have been winning on low volatility budget control. That's great. Those are good games for that. I'm glad you're not playing those crazy video slots, Planet Moolah, Dragon Link, Lightning Link. You know what I'm talking about, Huff and Puff. Those are the games that are really tough to budget build on. Not saying you can't play those games. We play those games, but play it after you've done your bankroll building and you're ready to have a little fun and push your risk a little bit. But yeah, Top Dollar is kind of that's where we usually always start. Anytime we go to the casino, they have Top Dollar, we start there. So You're in good company
I mean,
here.
really, if you go and watch, our lives and see where we start every time, that's because we want to start and building our budget from there. I mean, we do the same thing. It is. So actually, at Windover, Top Dollar didn't treat me fairly well, cashed out a little bit up, but then I went over to Tabasco and I put this on the Discord. I hit $600 in Tabasco, so that was awesome. And so it's basically old school, old school, old school to have money to play the new school.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way to
And
do it. Stick with what you know for bankroll building.
here we go from Nate M. Is October 8th really confirmed now for the Tropicana demolition? I have not looked this week. I have not looked since we got back, but I will look and have that answer before the next live. It should be published somewhere now. I just have not had a chance to look since returning. I'm sure Proud Monkey's out there right now Googling
You probably.
it.
He's the master of all. Wait. What? Okay. What are the best slots to convert free play to money? Low volatility, budget building slots. So we just mentioned a couple. Top Dollar. Stay away from pinball. I don't think that's a good budget building game. It's a little bit too risky. I think Top Dollar, Tabasco to a point. Tabasco can be a little tough sometimes to get good line hits, but double diamond, triple diamond, 5-line double diamond.
The original Wild Cherry.
Yeah, Wild Cherry.
The
Those
original
types of
7
games
stars
are probably your best for converting free play to money. Yeah.
Look for games with as few wilds as possible.
Yeah. For a few multipliers. Yeah. Wilds are okay, but multipliers are bad. Yeah.
Multipliers. Bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that's what you meant.
Yeah. So from WL Garganus Lawson. Okay. Why doesn't table games and video poker games comp like slot machines? The simple answer there is profit. The slot machines are the biggest profit center in a casino. The house edge is actually very low on most table games and video poker. Played with perfect strategy. This is where it always goes. Play with perfect strategy. Notice I said most table games, not all. So you play Ultimate Texas Hold'em, the house edge is way higher than it is on blackjack. But it's still the profit center is at the slots, and they make so much money from slots that's why they're giving the comps for there. It's also the easiest to keep track of from a an accounting sense, because the player tracking on slots is so much better than it is on table games. Table games still have the human element for tracking.
All right. Let's see. Denise McQuinn says, "Hi, gentlemen. In a slot tournament, why do they touch the screen? I've never experienced that in a slot tournament." So all the newer slot tournaments that are on the newer style games, in addition to spinning the reels, random things will show up on the screen, and you have to pop them. In the case of the one we did on Saturday or on Sunday, there were little balloons and stuff that showed up, and you had to pop the balloons. And all that is additional points on top of what you're spinning. So that's why you see the touching the screen and spinning the button. It's like it's really wearing both of your hands out at the same time. So one hand can't rest.
I bruised this finger.
This is
I hit it so hard I bruised my finger.
Oh,
it so hurts. But you got to be quick. You really do.
You got to build some calluses up on your fingers and get it done. So there you go.
Yeah. Oh, love this question here from Sue Twix. Do you think Vegas will ever have Redstone style games? I know they're special to Oklahoma, but maybe a replica of some sort. What are your thoughts? So they're not just in Oklahoma. There are lots of places are Class 2. Kansas, all around their Class 2 facilities. I'm not going to say never that Vegas isn't ever going to get Class 2. I just highly doubt it, because the Class 3 selection is so high. The variety of games is so high in Class 3 compared to Class 2. I really doubt it, but I would definitely like to see like an outlier casino have a Class 2 section. I think that'd be really cool. I agree. Very much doubt it. I just don't see it happening to Vegas. But I do see Class 2 facilities probably coming to Texas when gambling is legalized here. Or more Class 2 facilities, I should say. We already have
That's right.
A couple, but more of them.
I like what Proud Monkey says here. Practice your screen tapping. Hit that like button.
There we
That's one
go.
way
Good
to do
one.
it. Thank you, Proud Monkey, and thanks for helping us out in the
Whoever.
chat as always. And you too, Susan. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
These guys keep us running, so really appreciate it. Let's see, Dave, that's a good one for you, so I'll take this one.
We probably should get Proud Monkey like some kind of like a white belt, and Susan's got the black belt, and
that's right.
he's Daniel, she's Mr. Miyagi or Mrs.
Oh
Miyagi.
Yeah, there you go, Mrs. Miyagi.
All right,
Randy C says,
Randy C.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Oh, there was another one in there. The top one was for you for next. Randy C says, question, is there any reason to stop playing a machine when you're winning if you're not trying to build your bankroll? I mean, is there a strategy I've missed? So here's the thing. I mean, just because a machine is winning doesn't mean it's going to continue to, right? I think we all understand that, especially you guys listening to us. Every spin is completely independent. It's not based on past results or anything like that. But we do get that feeling. Like if we're having a good session, we will stay at the machine and kind of keep playing. But what you need to do is always constantly evaluate. And if you've watched our videos long enough, you see us doing this. Where if we do get a good win, we change what our floor is and what our cap is. Okay, if I work it up to 200 or down to 150, I'm going to stop. Well, let's say I get a huge line hit and I get it up to 650. Well, then I may change it. I might say, well, my new floor is 600 or 700. You just got to keep adjusting along the way. The idea is not to put all of those lucky wins that you just got back into the machine because you feel like you're on a hot streak. That's what we want to protect you against. So constantly set your low and high when you get those type of hits, and that will kind of protect you for that. And as long as you keep doing that, you can stay on that machine forever, but you got to stick to your rules about when you're going to stop and get up and take a break and walk away. So hope that helps, Randy. Good question.
Now I see the one you're talking about. From Richard. What is the best method for maximizing points on a player's card? I was advised time on a machine holds a significant weight with accumulation of points. So if you can find a very low volatility machine, Cherry's Jubilee, Double Diamond, something that essentially will keep you going. You can stand through the highs and the lows and just keep going. So if you could play $100 in a $2 or $3 slot machine and play that for hours, the churn, which is the essentially coin in every time you recycle coins in, is going to be incredible. There are several people who just play Cherry's Jubilee alone. It's a $3 machine, one credit, $3 or $1, 3 credit, and they're platinum members at MGM because they're constantly churning on that. And that's 200,000 points, which is approximately in the range of $450,000 coin in, roughly, maybe a little bit more. So find yourself a low volatility machine. Find one that lasts for a long time. It doesn't matter the denomination you play because you're in there for the long haul. So you want to have a budget that lasts you through. Do not play for comps, though. Don't just play for the points and the comps. The comps and points happen because you play. They're an extra. They're a cherry on top. But keep in mind, it does matter how much you put in, that coin in, and that length of play, everything in there. But you could play $10 on 100 different machines and have the same result as one machine playing $100. It's just keep that in mind. It's not just playing one machine forever. You could play multiple machines for, the same amount of time you would. Doesn't mean you have to sit down and park yourself. But again, we're not playing for comps.
Well said, Dave. All right. Ron Man says, question, if you're playing a game that gives you a choice of the bonus, like Eureka Treasure Train, where you get 3+ mine shafts and can choose dynamite bonus or bonus spins, will win dollar be the same no matter? No, it has not been determined yet. And this is the same with any kind of free games bonus. The end result has not been determined. So that's up to you what you want to do. Usually those choices, one is going to be better than the other when it comes to risk. I don't know specifically that game, but games that will give you free spins or like the spin and hold feature with I'm thinking like piggy banking, for example. You kind of have to weigh out which one you want to do. The problem with free games is that you could have 10 games with no wins, but at least if you get the spin and hold, like with piggy banking in the original Eureka Blast, you're at least going to get something, right? So, but free games could potentially pay you more. There's always a trade off between the two. One's going to be the riskier option than the other. I'm not familiar with that game to tell you which one it is, but the end result hasn't been determined yet. I think that was your question. So, and Raymond Ray says, was that a real pinball behind you a few weeks ago? If it was, which game is it? I would like to look at it. The Pinball Hall of Fame. Oh yeah, that is Captain Fantastic. That's what I have over there.
Captain Fantastic.
Yes.
And here's one from Mr. Derby Spots. Who is the voice of the Top Dollar
I've asked
game?
this. I have
actually
asked
Mark
this.
knows this one. Well,
yes. I
doesn't
have
know the exact
same
person.
Question.
Yeah.
I've asked the same question. I asked the guy who created the original math and the game mechanics of Top Dollar. Who is the voice of Top Dollar? I got to meet this guy. I just want to talk to him on the phone, right? And unfortunately, can't remember his name, but it was a guy from over in England that he was a voice talent, basically. And he did it for back in the early 90s because it was actually the Top Dollar voice was used in a lot of Barcrest games back then.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the story. We don't know exactly who he is, but he was over in England, and he's the one who did it. So, very cool. It's just a voice talent person. Like that's a career, is being voice talent. You know, for people when you call and you hear the whole music and people are saying things over it or press one for this, it's called voice talent. It's a whole industry, people that do this.
Like the lady who's Siri, she came forward saying, "I'm Siri." No one cares that you're Siri because
that's right.
Oh, here's a good one. NOLA Collectibles. What excuses can you give your spouse after you've lost a bunch of money? It is not a good idea to come up with excuses.
No, just be straight and honest. Yeah.
Try to keep in mind you're hiding a loss of money. And I don't know what a bunch of money is to you, but if it's enough to where bills get jeopardized, that's not money you're going to want to hide. And that's not money you should hide. Okay. Because once you start hiding losses, that's the start of a problem, or you're already into a problem. So definitely take that into account and don't hide your loss. Just minimize losses and only take what you can lose and afford to lose.
Well said, Dave. All right. And Ron, man, this is another one related to your other one. Continued. Also, if you get a choice of a number of free spins and bonuses, it really matters. So dancing drums, raking bacon, zodiac lanterns, etc. So again, that in that case, it's more about your risk reward, right? So if you want the fewer number of spins, you're going to have more of the lines that could potentially pay, but that is your riskier. So all the way on the right is super risky, higher volatility. The ones on the left, which are more spins but fewer pay lines, is less risky, so less volatile. And then the mystery is kind of a mix between the two. You don't know what's going to happen. I usually always go right in the middle. I feel comfortable playing right in the middle. Very rarely do I go for the extreme risky one, which is the fewest number of spins. Unless I'm way up and I'm having a good night, then I might chance it. But you're more likely to get absolutely nothing on that. And plus, you get less retrigger opportunity. I mean, if you're only playing 3 spins, if you're playing 15 spins, you're more likely to get a retrigger because you're playing 15 spins. So you just kind of have to weigh it. It's very much a risk. You're choosing the risk that you want the free games to play out. Like I said, it hasn't been decided yet. So, you know, that's something you have to look at in the game. And most of those games, by the way, will say down there, more risk, less risk. You just kind of have to look at the wording there and see what it says. Good questions, though.
There's some good ones here. Oh, I don't want to answer that one. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. From Paul Keller. Have you guys ever hit a jackpot on your first spin in a casino? I have not. I've hit it on the second spin, never on the first spin. But yeah, I've seen people hit it on the first spin.
Oh yeah,
and I'm amazed. You know, it's like I would do one more spin and leave after that. It'd be like, done.
Right. Well, they're in. All
like,
done.
Okay, I'm gonna go take a break now. I'll see you guys in an hour.
That's right. That's right. Let's see. And like he says, hey guys, y'all saved me this weekend. Hit all triple diamonds on a 5-cent 9 line, but was only playing 2 credits. I wanted to start pushing, but heard y'all voice saying get up and take a break. That's great, man. Like Gosh, the one thing that we've learned in doing all these gambling audits is that people don't take breaks. And I cannot stress enough. This is something that I even need to be better at is taking breaks. And I'm doing pretty good, but
It's
I need to
hard.
do better. It's hard because you're in the moment and you're doing well or you're not doing so well. And it's hard to break that cycle and go do something else. I will say it's hard being on a channel where we're filming live and stuff. It's hard to take breaks in that situation. But when we're off camera, it's something that I'm trying to be better at. And I'm telling you, it makes a big difference because even just going up to your room and relaxing for 15 minutes or so, it really resets things. It gets you out of that chase, whether it's a winning chase or a losing chase. And so taking those breaks are just, it gets your brain back to normal. That's essentially what it's doing. You know, the euphoria is taken over when you're in a casino for the good or the bad. And you got to let those levels kind of normalize before you go back and try again. So everybody should be doing this, or at least try to as best as you can. I know it's tough. It's tough for me. Everybody's down there.
Absolutely.
I want to keep playing. It's tough to walk away and say, I want to take my break, but put your foot down, you know? So there you go. But glad you were hearing this. That's always good.
There are 400 people in here right now. So if you are new, make sure to subscribe while you're here. We have so much great stuff. Don't forget we're here.
That's right.
From Titus Mom, does free play usually have an expiration date if it's not convenient for me to go to the casino? Yes, usually free play is an offer based and it's usually timed on a date, whether or not that's the week, the month. It usually is a timer on the offer. So if you see free play and you didn't get like an offer letter that has a date on it, call up the casino and say, hey, I've got this offer. I don't know if it has an expiration date. I can't come this week. Is it still going to be valid next week? And they'll be happy to tell you, or they'll be happy to extend it for you if they can.
Yep. All right, let's see.
And we just got
guys are asking us to come several places.
I know.
So, hey, Helen, do a meetup in the Gulf Coast in the future. I'm sure we will be out at the Bow at some
on the
point.
list.
Yeah,
we want to go to Beau Rivage. We do. We have
Carson City,
Nevada.
Nevada.
Go out there, all that. Yeah.
And we're just getting started, guys. we're trying to branch out and go somewhere at least once a month if we can. We have to do everything on the weekend because we both have full-time jobs, and that keeps us very busy during the week. So there are always going to be weekend trips.
Believe me, Mark and I want to go right now.
We do,
go back to work tomorrow.
We can't. Yeah, well, we have to work. So
I win the lottery, Mark. Don't worry, we don't have to go to work tomorrow.
That's right. That's right.
I'll text you at 10:30.
There you go. Yeah, let me know.
And also,
actually, I probably will never hear from you again. If you ended up winning the lottery, you just disconnect.
No, you definitely hear from me again.
Okay.
Picture me be doing this. No, it wouldn't happen. But also, if you happen to win the lottery out there and want to sponsor a channel, keep us.
There you go. There you go. We'll rename the channel after you. How's that?
Yeah.
Grant says Top Dollar came out in the UK first, right? Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
That
was a fruit machine. Yes. It's actually a really good story. I'll save that because it's kind of long, but how Top Dollar and Pinball both came over to the U.S. It was left to chance. Like it just a chance meeting. One meeting with two people is what kicked off all of the Top Dollars and Pinballs and Wheel of Fortunes and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy to think how if these two people didn't meet, we wouldn't have all those games today. So it's a pretty wild story. I'll share it sometime.
Okay, this is a multiple part question from Que Pasa One. Question: when there are special events to announce or introduce new machines, can they and or do they change the odds on the machines to make the machines more appealing to attract the gamblers? So once the machine gets in the casino, once it has arrived at the casino, and once you start playing it, the odds are pretty much set. What would have to happen for someone to come back and change those would be the gaming commission has to be called out. Sometimes they're on property. Very often they are not. If it's a huge property like Aria or some of the Vegas properties, they have gaming commission offices in there. If it is some, Bob's Casino, they probably don't. They probably have to call them out. It is a pain. It is time consuming, and it, isn't just one of those things they do all the time. So most likely, once the machine's odds are set, it is very unlikely that those odds are going to get changed ever, unless there was some huge problem and et cetera, et cetera. Always a caveat to that. But most of the time, once it's set, it's going to stay there and be there the rest of its life. They've already done all the math on the whole entire lifetime of this machine. They know what it's going to pay out. They know what they're expecting, how many spins per hour, blah, blah, blah. They've got that all figured out. And they don't need to change the odds. You're going to come anyway. Whether it's 75%, 85%, 95%, you're still going to come and play that game because you love the pigs, you love the dragons, you love the buffaloes, you love top dollar. You know, I can tell you this for sure. The Windover Nugget top dollar was set to a lower percentage. I still played it because I didn't care, because I know that's not going to matter.
You still got good hits on it too. Yeah.
I still got good hits, but I know that's not going to matter in the short time I'm going to be there. So, now if I own top dollar, like Mark does, I would set it to the highest odds because I want the most payback, you know?
That's right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just to add to that, Dave's right. And the thing is that they've been doing this for decades and decades and decades, and they know where the sweet spot is between, you know, how much money they want to make off the slot machines and keeping the players happy. And they've come up with this number. And, you know, the national average, what you said, is 90%, Dave?
90% is the national average. And that was from an industry meeting led by the CDC Gaming.
So it's, you know, they have to put it at a percentage that makes the most sense, that keeps people coming in, and they can also make money off of it. But they don't, it's such a long-term play that if they do change it, it's going to be on an annual basis, maybe over a couple of years. I think Oklahoma just went through one, but it's been 5 years since they did the last one. You know, you can find the news stories for these things, and when they do change it, it's like 0.1%. I mean, it's very small. But yeah. All right, let's move on. I'll talk for hours on RTP, so I don't want to keep going. It's a good topic. All right.
Okay, I'm trying to find another one here. I just marked a couple.
Okay. Adam's Exploit says, I know you guys, I'm a YouTube creator. I haven't done much for a while due to health, but TikTok may not be long for USA, and Google is being sued for antitrust. Now, all that stuff's not going to make any difference, though, because they're too big, you know.
Here's a great thing for you about Google. Google's always being sued for antitrust. So is Apple.
Nonstop.
So is AT&T.
They've got money to pay it off and settle it and everything. So
but for TikTok, yes, there was a pass of TikTok should be sold, but they haven't done anything about it. They haven't moved anything on there. So it all depends. We have, you know, an election coming up that could change. We'll have to see what happens. It's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen. I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. I really don't. It just doesn't, like, if you really wanted it to have something happen, you would have just blocked TikTok. I mean, India did it. India did it years ago. They blocked TikTok. Can't even watch it in their country. So we'll have to see on that. But hopefully you're feeling better soon, Adam, and you're able to get back to it.
Yeah, get back to your YouTube, man. It's always good.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see.
Oh, got to budget. Question about digital slots. Do reels play in the same order every time, or are they just like old-fashioned reels do? So do they play in the same order? Most likely they do. However, think how big a reel is on a standard machine. You know, a reel's this big. And then how big a reel is on a digital machine. You have no clue. That big? Bigger? Bigger? So there could be hundreds of symbols on a digital reel, and each reel has hundreds of symbols. They could be multiplied. They could be the same symbol over and over again. They could be multiple symbols in a row. Let's take Frankenstein, for instance. I know for a fact that several symbols are heads in a row, but that doesn't seem to matter when you can't get them. There might be 6 on one, 100 on the other, 4 on the other.
Right.
You know, I am pretty sure that there's only 3 free game symbols on those reels, and being so huge as they are, the hard part is matching them up. So yeah, that's the whole issue I have with the digital reels, is that they could be any size. They could be size of the earth. You wouldn't know it.
The deceiving part though is that they can be any size on physical reels too, because that's the virtual reel table.
The
It's just
virtual
you
reel
only
table.
see 22 spots on a reel, but there actually could be 100 or 200, so it's just a little bit more deceiving. But Dave's right. They play exactly the same. It's the way that they work on the back end is exactly the same. Just one just happens to be virtual. So very good question. All right. Jeff says, any insights into the lawsuit between Aristocrat and Light and Wonder? I can't comment on that, but I will say, just like Dave said, they're always suing everybody. All the manufacturers are always suing each other for IP related issues. Who came up with the 9-line the first, stuff like that.
Theirs is over the lock and hold feature on one game.
Yeah.
Light and Wonder test that Aristocrats stole intellectual property.
Yeah.
And it's the same, like music industry.
This happens to every big organization. I mean,
everything.
Think about how many lawsuits Apple has had, Microsoft has had. I mean, everybody goes for the top guys because there's a lot of money to be had, right? So lawyers are always chasing
me up. It's when Apple sues Samsung and Samsung sues Apple.
Sues Apple back. It's like it's ridiculous.
You're suing your number one parts provider, and you're suing your number one customer back. It's the dumbest thing.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's certainly crazy. Let's see. David Jacobs says, question, how is it on a slot machine? You spin, nothing, change the nomination, and boom, first spin bonus. A few spins later wins, especially on Lightning Link. It's completely coincidence. I know what you're saying. It happens to me so many times, but it's called confirmation bias. You're remembering that happening, and you're going to make a decision based off of that, and you're going to get burned eventually, I promise. There will be times where the reverse happens, where you're playing on nickels and you can't hit anything, and then you change down to a penny and you get a bonus right off the bat. And you're like, was it saving up for that? Like was it waiting for me to change to the penny to hit it? Nope. It's all about the timing of when you push that button. So please don't fall into that trap, because it is a trap. It's a bias.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
So, but we all go through that. I understand where you're coming from. We get these comments a lot, and I get it, because I used to feel that way also. I used to, look for the top dollar symbol to be above and below the line, thinking it's coming soon. But once you learn how the operation of these things actually works, you know that's not even possible. So, but very good comment. Thank you so much for that. And good luck out there.
From Ruth, just a girl. Are the copies of Top Dollar the same as the originals? I don't know if you mean the copies as in the newer Top Dollar or Top Dollar Grand, or you mean like Easy Money.
Yeah.
But if you mean the newer Top Dollar, so Top Dollar in the Diamond RS cabinet, double Top Dollar Grand, all those are essentially the exact same as the original with some slight different flair to them. The math is all the same on the back end. They just changed essentially the options of the game, and updated it and all that. But essentially same game. Now Easy Money, completely different game.
Yeah. Similar math, but totally different game.
Yeah. Created by the same guy. And I got one more here. Okay, from Gary Wong. What do you guys enjoy doing outside of working and gambling? Do we do anything else? No, we do.
Not right now, because right now we're just working and doing YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
I play on my machines back here. I work on machines. I've got a side business where I get machines in, restore them, and resell them. So that keeps me pretty busy. Spend time with my wife, of course. We like to watch a lot of TV and, stuff that we enjoy together. We like to get out on the weekends when we have a chance, when it's not too crowded. But, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Frankly, I like doing things outside. I like disc golf, frisbee golf, but it's 108 degrees outside. I don't really feel like doing that right now. So I'm hoping for the fall, and then we'll start doing some more outdoor stuff. But right now it's like summer in Texas. You got to stay inside. It's too hot to do anything outside. What about you, Dave?
And for me, I, of course, do Tough Mudder. Washing a lot of towels, but I do Tough Mudder, which is obstacle course racing. I actually have one next weekend. That's a 12-hour event starting at 8 p.m. going till 8 a.m. Don't really have any goals for that, but in the past I've done 40 miles at that event. Also, I'm active in my community, active in city government and state government. I keep close eye on pretty much everything that affects me, my family, gambling, and so I try to have a close eye on that. Do really enjoy travel with my family. We tend to go where we can when we can. We just got back from Colorado, which was also for Tough Mudder / kind of a family summer trip. And it
Very
is hot
good.
outside. It's
Yeah,
still
it's very
hot.
hot. It's still hot.
Still
Yes.
97 degrees outside.
No, it's like 9 o'clock at night.
There's no sun. There's no sun anymore.
No, where's the heat coming from? It's all radiating from the ground.
It is.
Anthony says, question, does the stop button have any effect on that spin? No, it does not. As soon as you press the spin button, committing to your bet or pull the handle, your fate is sealed. It's already been decided. So fast tapping, banging on the screen, man, we saw a lot of that in West Windover. Banging on the screen, all that kind of stuff's not going to make any difference whatsoever. As soon as you press the spin button, it's already been decided. So nothing you do after that. We suggest you just let it play out. Don't fast stop it because it's just accelerating your play. You should slow down, enjoy the game, enjoy the music, the graphics, all that kind of stuff. You know, slow down. That's what most gamblers need to do anyways, just slow down. Let's see.
Here's one from Grant. IGT should remake Tabasco.
Yes, they should. I bet it will. Oh, actually, no, it won't. Because I asked them.
Oh, because the licensing.
It's the license, yeah.
They
said they'll bring out something similar, but the license is the problem. The license expired, and it's probably not worth re-engaging that. So, yeah, we probably won't see Tabasco again.
Actually, it'd probably be like Sriracha or
Takis. That's right. Yeah,
you know,
same math, just a different hot sauce.
Yeah, just different hot sauce.
Let's see.
Oh, I got another one from Rosemary here. Rosemary Teddy. Hey there, Rosemary. How long do you think YouTube will be around? Since Google now owns YouTube, I do not imagine YouTube is going anywhere within my lifetime. Unless some catastrophic thing happens, I don't see YouTube going away. It's just it's YouTube TV, movies. I mean, they do everything now. They're not just, crazy people doing their own videos. It's everything. I definitely don't see that going away at all.
Yeah. It's a huge moneymaker for them. YouTube is a huge moneymaker. And those are the things that Google doesn't let go of. So now they'll let go of other things that people were working on. But
absolutely.
Do you remember the old Google 411 service? It was free. Do you remember that? Did you know the story that this is totally separate from all the slot talk, but you know why they did that? Why they provided 411 service for free? It was to train their voice algorithms. That was the whole reason they did it.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's why they got a head start on everybody else, is because they had that service for free and they were just doing voice matching and everything. Isn't that awesome?
I still have my Google Voice number from when they bought Voice from a long time ago.
You can still get it. You can still get a Google Voice number if you want it. Yeah.
Yep. They're still working on it.
Yep. But they may not forever, Google. But YouTube is huge. True. It's a huge market share of what Google does.
You can literally find everything on YouTube. There are schools that teach on YouTube. There are home schools that teach on YouTube. And it's all there. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
I dare you to find a topic that's not on YouTube.
That's true. That's certainly true. I love it, but hate it at the same time because it's a huge time waster.
Yeah.
I do watch a lot of YouTube.
Hey, Archie Palmer, how do you know if you got one of the gifted memberships? It will actually show up and say you got the gifted membership. It will tell you. I've never gotten one either, so just be patient.
Well, make sure that you have. I don't know if this is the default, but you need to go into your YouTube settings and make sure that you have that enabled, because there is a setting in there where you have to toggle something that says allow gifted memberships. I don't think it's on by default. So there's your tip for the night, guys. If you want to get a gifted membership, or at least a chance of it.
Subscriber. You've got to be a subscriber.
Yeah, you have to be a subscriber first.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. All right, guys. Well, we are at an hour. We surely do appreciate you guys tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Lots of great questions. A lot of fun.
Too. Yeah, good questions today. Thank you so much.
Questions.
And as always, we have a fun video tomorrow. Dave, I'm going to post the Willy Wonka video.
Oh, nice.
That was a lot of fun. Dave got an incredible incredible
Yep.
bonus, and we're gonna post that tomorrow so you guys can see the brand new Willy Wonka game that just came out. We were a little skeptical at first, but man, Dave nailed it.
Oh,
And you'll
Mark
see
was
our final.
skeptical. He was
I
like,
was,
I don't like this game.
hey, but you never play Willy Wonka, so you can't.
I
You
don't play
can't
every Willy
say.
Wonka ever. I didn't
Yeah.
have any skin in the game. You love
Anyway,
Willy
it was a
Wonka.
lot. It was a lot of fun. So there's your teaser for tomorrow, guys. But as always, we want to definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you check out our website at gamblesmart.net for all your merch or slot machine needs or anything else that you might want. And don't forget our G2B sign up. I'm going to put it up again. We have less than 30 spots left. So if you're interested in coming, we definitely want you to. Even if we sell out, you guys can still come, but you're not going to get the gift basket that we're giving away. So make sure you sign up for that if you think you're going to make it. All right, guys. As always, gamble smart.
Gamble safe.
We'll have a good night. Take care, guys.
Have a good one, all. Maybe we'll tease the T-shirt next live.
What T-shirt?
Ooh, what T-shirt? Who said that?